Welcome to the first episode of Squad Busters with Mr. OG. So today we're going to be playing a quick match, and I'm going to show you guys my strategy for how I play Squad Busters on my phone. Overall, this is a brand new game by Supercell. It's only about 2 months old at the time of release of this video, and they are doing a collab with Transformers that's up and coming, I believe, on September 16th. Now, in regards to this actual game and gameplay, we're going to be hopping into a match here in the Dusty Badlands with a gem overload. So overall, I like to go for Greg or the Goblin as my first pick if those are my choices. And it looks like we have the Goblin, so I'm going with the Goblin first. It's basically a free Squad Buster, and I run right over to the next chest just because it's literally a free Goblin. And I will keep picking Goblin as long as I can. He spawns giving you free coins. The only downside to this is that he does not have a lot of damage or hit points compared to other characters. And if you are pushed by another enemy at the beginning of the match, you might get completely busted. Normally, my other choice is Greg, just because he can chop down trees, and trees do give you a lot of gems and coins. And that is very useful at the beginning of a match. Also, near the end game, if you really need to go for those extra gems and you need to stay away from huge hordes of people. Overall, you definitely want a good mix of characters just because Goblin can act as a good tank for the most part, and Greg can really fill you up with some gems and coins while you're walking around. But you definitely need some long-range characters in your squad, such as the Archer, Queen, Bo, or Shelly, just because they can do damage from a distance. Obviously, you are restricted by characters you don't have and that are locked, and you have multiple options to choose from. The bridges can be very useful at the beginning. I normally take them out at the beginning to make sure that an enemy nearby does not cross over and immediately kill me. But overall, I love to use Greg just because he gives me a little boost on the gems. Now, we haven't run into any other players, and that's pretty good news to me just because I think I might not be able to survive an attack from an enemy player right now. I do like to carry around a spell just in case. I do get bombarded by an enemy and they try to follow me around. I'll normally have like a rage spell, a healing spell, or a bomb. I find bombs being the most useful just because if they try to horde around you, just drop a bomb and it immediately like stuns them and blows them back. Now, the boost is very useful, and I always use it to attack and to run away. I'm actually always using it throughout the match. I'm constantly tapping just because it's there for a reason, and you want to make sure you're going as fast as you possibly can to get to where you need to go. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I feel like if you have something, why not use it? For the first minute, I usually like to build up my squad and sit out, and then during the last minute, that's when everything, breaks loose. That's when I really center around the middle. The gem mine can be very dangerous if you're not prepared, if you don't know who the bosses are, and or if any other enemy players are just hoarding around that area and they have a larger squad than you. Obviously, you don't want to fight them, but there are certain strategies that I do to make sure that I have the upper hand, because I will sometimes just go and attack them while they're attacking, or mingle out part of their squad at an edge or a corner. You see where that circle radius is around your squad? I will normally try to make sure I have one character in my radius if it's a bigger squad than me, to make sure I take them out piece by piece. If you're really struggling trying not to get busted, you can always drag a squad into another squad and or straight towards the middle area where the large bosses are, and that will usually scare them off. I do love the feature that makes the map smaller with the grapevines as it progresses. It kind of drags everybody towards the middle and really makes it a battle royale, forcing everybody to interact. But you do have to be careful. Like I said, sometimes you don't know who you can and can't take on depending on what spells you have and what spells they have. As you'll note and see here, I run into a lot of players, and I usually try to run away if it seems like too much of a fight for me. If you do manage to bust another player, it's a free character from the chest, but sometimes it's really not worth it, because if you note how big some of the squads are, sometimes they're the same size. You could actually end up losing more gems than you started with, or gain while fighting another squad, just because they're going to be scattered everywhere. You're also going to have a lot of enemies running around trying to gather all the gems they can, so they more than likely will take some of your gems on accident, and or during the rush of everything, you can't really gather every gem you want. Right around the last 30 seconds is when I'll consider camping around the gem mine and or attacking other players, just because it's all or nothing here, and you more than likely will not get busted in the last 30 seconds because players are running around so often and so hard. But here we see a lot of enemies spawning, and we see some players just getting demolished. I just took first. Let's go. Let's see if I can keep it. Let's see if I can keep it going. Gotta watch out for that kaiju. He's a menace to society. Second place. Last 10 seconds. Let's see if we can clutch here. Gonna try to take out the kaiju just because it might give me the most gems, or all the gems that I'll need. That jump is probably gonna cost me there. Am I not gonna? Yeah, I didn't get it. We ended up getting second. That's not too bad. I still busted the kaiju as an achievement, but overall I got 175 gems, which is not too bad at all, especially for a gem rush, and it looks like I have my streak still going here. Well, let's check out what we got in the chest. Man, I need more piñata sticks. Super epic, nice. And we got, cross your fingers, the Barbarian King, 5 of them. Nice. Alrighty, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode of Squad Busters. Make sure you guys smash a like and consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next one.